be Mademoiselle and sa sur deuxième channel. And as you guys can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about the difference between a LWA and a GAD. Now, no, we're not talking about God, G-O-D. We're talking about GAD. GAD. Now, comment down below what you already know, because some of y'all are already very knowledgeable about this. But of course, before we get started, we have to call out the elephant in the room. I am in a brand new chair. My background is going to be changing over the course of a few videos, but it's looking real ghetto right now, so I apologize. But the show must go on, all right? Get this kikase. Two of my nails were broke. So I would never come on camera like this. But again, the show has to go on. It's raining outside. I can't go outside to go get it done. Like, it's pouring. Like, it's literally flood watch. I'm not about to die, just go get my nails done. All right. So I apologize for my appearance. But anyways, I'm literally on the road to 100K on this channel. I would love to get me a second plaque. So please share my videos, like them, okay, comment, whatever it is that you can to help a sister out. I would literally appreciate it more than anything. Peep the description box and get your merchandise. So let's get into it. So like I said, for today's video, we're going to be talking about the difference between a LWA and a GAD. Now, I talked about GADs in my previous video regarding people giving money to spirits as an offering for favors. And basically, a lot of you guys kind of hit me up on the side and was like, hey, yo, what's a GAD? What's a GAD? And even outside of that, a lot of you guys was like, yo, what's the difference? I heard of a GAD or I heard of a job, and people, you know, kind of was like, yo, what is that? Especially when I made my Marinette Bois-Sèche video, because technically Marinette Bois-Sèche as well as Dessalines would count under the GAD category. So let's get into it. A GAD falls under a different category than a LWA. However, me personally, I consider them all LWA. But in order for us to even start this conversation, you have to really understand what a LWA is. I have spent years on this channel talking about Haitian voodoo, politics, and folklore. And contrary to popular belief, if you're seeing my face for the first time, let's just start from the beginning. A lot of people believe that if you believe in Haitian voodoo or you practice Haitian voodoo, then you do not believe in God. And that is more than false. The LWA are second to God. Now, of course, there are other voodoo religions where they do not believe in God. We are not talking about that type of voodoo. I do not know too much about that voodoo. I talk about Haitian voodoo here. People who practice Haitian voodoo do believe in bon Dieu. They believe in God. Okay, they believe in one God. They do not believe in multiple gods. However, the LWA are kind of to be viewed like saints in a way. They are to be viewed as spiritual guides to get them to where they need to go, both on this earth as well as the afterlife. They never will replace God. And I feel like that's another problem that a lot of people have with Catholic people. They always say, you know, Catholic people worship Mary or they worship the saints. No, we do not. Yes, I am Catholic, but I don't really practice Catholicism either. I consider myself an omnist because I believe in everyone's religion. I believe everyone's religion has a little bit of truth to it, but that's neither here or there. A lot of people need to understand that when it comes to Haitian voodoo, the LWA are messengers to God. They are fierce healers, protectors, and again, messengers to God. And even if you are the most religious person on earth or you're the most demonic person on earth, if you are Haitian, more than likely your family has a LWA, whether you are connected to them or not. These LWA are more than likely protecting you and making sure that you are doing what you need to get wherever it is that you need to go in this lifetime. These LWA are always going to fight on your behalf, protect your kin, and so on and so forth. You can choose to work with these LWA for your own benefit, use them to protect you against evil, and so much more. Now, when we're talking about GAD, it's a little bit different. So like I said, the people that fall into the GAD category are more so like your Dessalines or your Marinette Bois-Sèche. Now, I made a video about Dessalines as a leader of Haiti, however, not necessarily as a spirit. Maybe I did, I don't remember. But I did make a video as Marinette Bois-Sèche as a spirit. I personally see LWA and GAD as the same, even though most Haitian people do not. There's actually songs about it and everything. I feel like I respect everyone. I respect everyone's personal beliefs, even though I wouldn't like convert to everything. I believe there's a little bit of truth to everything. However, the whole idea of a GAD not being a LWA comes from specifically, one, how volatile a GAD is, two, exactly what a GAD is, and three, how you serve or not serve a GAD. So a GAD is usually the spirit of a person. So technically, if I were to pass away, I could be a GAD. You could be a GAD. Your grandmother could be a GAD. And a lot of people's families in Haiti, a lot of Haitians in general have a GAD. Now, a GAD is technically Mademoiselle and Dessalines because they were once humans. This is why a lot of times when you hear people talk about specific LWA, they're like, oh yeah, this LWA was actually a person. And a lot of people will correct them like, no, that's not a LWA, that's a job. Or no, that's not a LWA, that's a GAD. Because a lot of people do not consider them to be LWA, because a lot of people see LWA as the divine spirits. So your Urzuli, your Ayisyen, your Dambala, those are the akin to God. They're second to God. Meanwhile, someone like a Marinette, someone like a Dessalines or, you know, as such, on those lines, they were once human. So a lot of people don't really see them as, you know, the same, even though technically they can do a lot for you. So how exactly are they served? So most people do not sit there and have an altar for them. A lot of people have like a Kai GAD. Or a Kai LWA for these types of spirits. Like they have them in Haiti most of the time, because literally serving these spirits is completely different from serving a LWA. Like usually when you have a LWA, you give them water, you give them food, you know, you interact with them, you have little ceremonies for them, kind of rather consistently. They kind of require more maintenance. A GAD, on the other hand, doesn't really require as much maintenance. Kind of maintenance them once, twice, 3 times a year, depending on whatever deal or relationship you have with the GAD. And it's kind of one of those things where a GAD is like it's a very powerful spirit to have. A GAD will grant all of your wildest wishes and desires, no matter how wild and bad they might be. But you really have to keep up with the maintenance, or literally they will take your firstborn child. And I'm not joking, and I'm not over exaggerating. So just to maintenance, I did say that people usually have Kai GAD for these GADs. So for those of you guys who are not Haitian, these are usually little houses for these spirits to live in a sense. So like I said, these spirits were once human, so they do require human attention, but not every single day. Usually have to go once, twice, maybe 3 times a year, whatever deal that you have or relationship that you have with this spirit. And unlike a regular altar where you tend to it regularly, like every day or every week or whatever the case may be, usually you might have to sacrifice a few animals or whatever the case may be to appease this spirit. So regardless of what it is that you're asking for or you're asking the spirit to maintain, it could be so many multitudes of different things. It really just depends. If anyone could shed some more light down in the comment section, please do so. I've talked about a lot of different LWA on this channel, and I've said a lot of them are not to be fucked with. Some of them really do not like being bothered. And if you come and fuck with anyone that they are protecting, they literally will like fuck you up. And you know, I explained them in a hazardous red level. When we're talking about GADs, we're talking about black level. Do not approach. Do not fuck with a GAD unless you know what the fuck you are dealing with. Because dealing with a GAD is literally a life or death situation. You're not getting out of any situation with a GAD. Once you're locked in with a GAD, you're locked in with a GAD. At least with the LWA, it's not necessarily life or death. Like once a LWA picks you, they pick you. If you don't want to work with them, they're not necessarily going to kill you, right? Well, depending on the LWA. But for the most part, they're not going to necessarily be upset, you know, like they'll still do their duty. A GAD, on the other hand, if they do something for you, or in a lot of situations, a lot of people inherit GADs, and you're not feeding them and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, it does not end well, okay? GADs are very, very volatile spirits, specifically because a lot of people become GADs because they have unfinished business on earth. Almost every Laku in Haiti has a Laku GAD, okay? Because this person died unjust. This person had unfinished business with someone and they died trying to get justice. This person was literally dying trying to, you know, find their daughter's killer or something like that. Like it's usually someone that has a bone to pick with someone. So these spirits are usually very hot. They're usually volatile. Mademoiselle was literally the woman that cut the pig open during Haiti's revolution. But we always hear that it was a man. We always hear who we always hear it is. We always hear that it was Boukman. No, it was Mademoiselle. So she has a bone to pick. Okay, she has a bone to pick. She's actually thoroughly upset that she is never ever given that notoriety. And she is a fierce protector of women, and she loves the truth because, I mean, when we're being real, the truth is never told on her behalf. And of course, we have this Aline. When the fuck are we ever gonna find out who the hell really killed that man? Okay, the man was killed. We still don't know who killed him, where the fuck he actually was buried. Like, yeah, we have theories and shit, but like, you guys see the theme here. A lot, shit, if not every single GAD that there is, and mind you, there's like literally a new GAD born every single day, has a really sad story, a very unjust story. And that's what makes their spirit so angry, okay? And that's what also makes them so powerful. Their spirits are feuded by their anger. Their powers are feuded by the fact that they were done wrong and they died before their time. So in one way, you could kind of see them as like really, really angry ghosts that just have very, very energetic powers. And a lot of you guys could probably look at this like, oh, okay, so if I just die unjustly and I'm angry, I could just come back and do things. No, not necessarily. It really does depend on that person's lineage as well. It depends on a lot of different factors. Not anyone can just become a GAD. It's a lot of different things that go into that I'm not even 100% sure on. When I find out, I'll let y'all know. But I will say a lot of people seek out the help of a GAD for many different reasons. Now, a lot of you guys are probably like, okay, if this thing is that volatile and it's like level black warning, why in the world would someone work with a GAD and not a LWA? Well, let's be real. It's the same reason why someone would work with a Boko and not an Ogo or a Mumbo. At the end of the day, an Ogo, a Mumbo, and a Bukor are all very powerful. But a Bukor is more than likely going to do for you what a Ogo or a Mumbo won't. Because a Mumbo and an Ogo is more than likely bound by morals. While a Bukor is like, I'ma do it because technically I can do what I want. I'm not saying that a Bukor does not have morals, but I'm saying they're not bound by the same type of moral code and specific spiritual bounds that a Oga and a Mumbo are. And it's the same thing with a GAD. A GAD is just like me and you. They were once human. A LWA was never human. A LWA is akin to the Lord. A LWA is next to the Lord. A LWA is second to the Lord. They're supposed to be godly and holy and wholesome with morals and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, a GAD is just like me and you. They get hungry, they get tired, they get angry, they seek vengeance, they are mad, they died unjust. So realistically, if you go to a GAD and you're like, hey, yo, this person did my child wrong. This person stole my position. This person pissed me off. I want vengeance. I want this. What do you want for that? That GAD is more than likely going to sympathize with you a lot more than a LWA would. Because a LWA is going to sit there and be like, don't you want to see reason? Don't you see where you were wrong in this situation? Don't you see that, you know, you should like really think about this? You know, I'll give you some time before you do this. Your law more than likely will do it after a while, you know, when you keep pestering it and keep offering it fucking pineapples and cupcakes and shit. But let's be real. A GAD is like, oh, what you want? Oh, you want to kill him? All right, just give me $5,000. Give me a mule. Give me a goat. Give me 10 black chickens. Whatever the case may be, okay? Those are random examples. I'm just saying, more than likely, a GAD is going to give you what you want. Now, let me just say, again, I'm not saying that a GAD or a buckwar don't have the morals. I'm saying that more than likely, they have more free reign to do things because they're not bound by the same type of principles as a Mumbo, an Ogon, or a LWA is. They're gonna hold you to a more moral standard because, as I've said numerous times in my other videos, voodoo is a very moral religion. As much as people literally have fucked up every spiritual practice on this earth, this is probably why another reason, and I probably have to do part 3 of why like no spiritual practice could save the world. Literally, you should have some good sense of morals to practice any of this shit. This is why everything's going to shit. You should not be practicing when you know you a piece of shit, when you know you touching kids, when you know you stealing, you lying, and all of that, because it's all going to come back and bite you in the ass indefinitely. It's not going to go well for you. If you are doing bad things, if you are saying rude things, if you are literally doing things in the dark, it's always going to come to light and it's going to bite you in the ass really badly. However, if you do have a GAD on your side, they're going to fight fiercely to protect you, especially if you are doing what you're supposed to keep them happy. Because what did I say? They are human at the end of the day. Now, after you guys watch this video, please make sure you guys peep the description box and the pinned comment for my traditional voodoo playlist. I think that's what it's called, but it's going to be playlists down below where I talk more about like Haitian voodoo and stuff like that, so you guys could really like understand where I'm coming from like with all of this. Because if you guys are not privy to all of this, you guys are not going to understand half of what I'm saying. But essentially, when it comes to Haitian voodoo and things like that, a lot of it is moral based. But for the people without morals, you will seek out a GAD to do your dirty work. Just like a lot of people will seek out black magic to do their dirty work. You will use black magic in conjunction with Christianity. You will use black magic in conjunction with Judaism, or whatever the case may be, to get whatever it is to get done. Sadly, when it comes to voodoo, it is demonized as black magic in itself, but a lot of people are very, very ignorant and do not understand that all of that is completely different. None of it is one and the same. All of it is completely different practice. So now that we understand exactly what a GAD is, how can you work with a GAD? To be quite honest with you, all you got to do is call on to them. Personally, from what I understand, you have to physically go to Haiti to call on a GAD. I could be wrong. Maybe you could call on to one in the States, in the UK, in the Canada. I've only known people to work with a GAD in Haiti. Feed the GAD in Haiti. I know a few people right now that ain't feed they damn GAD, and now their life is going to shit. And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, well, what happens if you do not honor the promises that you made to a GAD? Just like I said before, and I don't know if you guys really thought I was joking, because I really don't joke about shit like that. More than likely, if you do not feed your GAD, or you like make a promise with a GAD and you do not keep it, they will literally start killing your children. And then they're going to kill you next. You do not want to make a promise with any spirit and not keep it, but you really do not want to make a spirit with a GAD and not keep it. This is why Haitians call GADs DJAB, okay? And sadly, when it comes to GAD, eventually, like if you die or when you die, they go on to the next line. They do not go away, okay? Most of the time when it comes to law, sometimes law pass down, or if they don't care for anyone else in your family, they kind of just go away. Like they'll be like, you know, oh, well, none of them are worthy. None of them are going to take care of me. So they kind of just move on to the next, whatever. But GAD are like, no, bitch, somebody else is going to take care of me. Somebody else is going to give me food. Like GAD don't move on that fast. Like they If they did something for you, especially if it was like grand, like if they gave you a business, if they gave you a child, if they gave you something very significant, they want to recoup that shit in blood. Okay, in blood, especially if you're not doing what you are supposed to do and you're not doing it properly. There are too many people out there that do not take that shit seriously. And most importantly, there's a lot of people that think that if they convert, it's gonna save them. All right, so that brings me to my next point. What can you do to protect yourself from a GAD? Literally nothing. I know there's going to be too many people out there that are going to comment, oh, well, the blood of Jesus Christ can save me, da 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 da. Oh, well, my parents are super Christian and da 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 da. I guarantee you have some sort of LWA or GAD in your family, because literally every Haitian person does. Okay, whether you work with them or not, every Haitian person has some sort of spirit that is protecting them or has worked with them or has got them to where they are. You just gotta ask. I feel like a lot of Haitians, especially in my generation and younger, a lot of us like to walk around blind, and we like to act like, oh, well, my parents always go to church, so there's no way. The most religious Haitians are the ones that are hiding shit. Same thing with the Latinos, okay? The Latins, y'all love it. Y'all love to hide shit. Y'all love to be like, oh, well, I'm a God-fearing Christian. I don't believe in none of that witchcraft. I don't believe in none of that voodoo shit. They're usually the ones that are hiding the most secrets. They're the ones that's hiding the most shit. They're the ones that are lying the hardest and literally have the most spirits. Okay, because those are the ones that were dibbling and dabbling in shit that they shouldn't have, made deals that they shouldn't have made. Okay? And it's sad because it's like their kids are the ones that are suffering for it. So just think about it. For all of you guys that are like, oh, well, I'm Christian, my parents is that and the third. How much luck have you been having? That's all I gotta say. How much luck have you been having? Like, just think about it. Your siblings, your extended family, how much luck have you been having? And hey, maybe it's mundane and it's not magical, but just think of how much luck you've been having. Have people just been dying randomly? Have people been having very strange accidents? You don't understand why? Maybe there's something spiritual going on and nobody wants to talk about it because they're too scared. Okay. And it's very funny because especially with Haitians, every single time they're involved in something magical and they're literally trying to run from it, they always turn Protestant. They're always Protestant. Okay, because they think it's the Catholic Church that is synchronized with voodoo. No, voodoo was forced to merge with Catholicism because the slaves had to hide their practices from whatever the colonizers were pushing onto them. It's not too hard to read a fucking book, okay? Catholicism is not voodoo. Voodoo is not Catholicism, okay? It's not the same thing. Even though, yes, some of the saints are synced with some of the LWA, it is not the same religion. Okay, it's the same thing for everyone in Latin America that may be listening to this video, because I know a lot of people hold that belief as well. It is not the same thing. It is not synced together. At the end of the day, there are spirits out there that are more powerful than your faith. Okay, there are things out there that are more powerful than your belief of God. God is extremely powerful. God is good. He is great all the time. But there are things out there that can reach you and can kill you and do kill people every single day. You know why? Because when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. You can convert. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. But when you or your family is involved in shit and you don't take care of it, or there's karma waiting for you, or karma waiting for your family members, and you're the one that's taking it and you don't take care of it, it's going to hit regardless. Okay? So instead of being ignorant or choosing ignorance instead of taking care of your family affairs, understand that there's more things out there than just Lord Jesus Christ and the saints and whatever else that you think is true, and the rest of this is hocus pocus, because it's not. Okay, magic is very real. Spirits are very real. The devil is very real. All of that shit is very, very real. A lot of people tend to believe, oh, if you don't believe in it, it doesn't exist. That's absolute bullshit. All of it exists. Everything exists. Okay, there's a reason bad things happen in the world. And it's not because, oh, God allows it. It's because at the end of the day, there's more things that exist in this world other than the Lord. Okay, things can hurt you. It is what it is. Some people have things coming to them, and sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes it is. All right. So when it comes to a GAD, You want to be very, very careful. Yeah, they can literally grant your world's desires. They can literally make you rich. They can literally give you everything that you want, but with a price. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't ask me questions because I can't answer them. Find a local practitioner and ask them the question. Google it. I don't know. But yeah, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, do all that. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Bye.